It is our return from San Diego Comic-Con. We've made our annual pilgrimage to the West Coast, and I almost didn't come back this time. I really had a very good time.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I? Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
But I'm excited to get into it because it was a really fun and special year. Let me introduce my co-hosts. Welcome to Yes Have Some podcast. Jacob Walsh, what's up, man?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Just been hanging out today, having a chill weekend. I too had a very good time at Comic-Con. I think it might have been the best Comic-Con so far.
Right.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, that's not even like a hot take. So I think it's our 4th year. Kind of figured out how to do it a little bit better this time.
Yeah.
One of the keys to my enjoyment was always getting Uber black SUVs to take you places.
Yeah, big
feel
swanky
good coming out of
SUVs.
those things.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it, and it especially like we pretty quickly got a habit going of taking the Uber to the con.
Sure.
Because our bus route was maybe 5 times length on the way to the con.
Right.
But we would take the bus on the way back because we were first stop. So
pretty quick. And I kind of like
it worked out.
The shuttle on the way back into the con, everybody's got their stuff. You kind of see like, everybody's there for different reasons. There's like the Funko Pop guys and the cosplay people and the anime people, us, whatever we are. I don't know what we are.
It's a great like mishmash, myriad of people getting on the bus. And I did miss it, honestly, taking those big Ubers. But I like thinking about us getting out of the big black SUVs. It's like when Cher sends herself flowers and like chocolates and Clueless. Like, I don't know, something about us being really fancy and getting out. It's a good feeling.
I like tell the driver, I'm like, hey man, we're here a little bit earlier to the party than we thought. Is there any way we could just wait for 10 minutes?
Just circle us around. No big deal.
We'd really like to impress some people tonight. What is that? Did you guys hear that buzzing?
I think my phone's ringing.
One of you is getting a call. I think.
Not me.
Yeah, I think it's me.
It's one of you.
Yeah.
I can't see it, so we're just going to ignore it.
But the shuttle, like we got to start trying to stay downtown. Although I will say in San Diego, where we stayed, like it is further out, but the hotel, nice and quiet, very close to Breakfast Republic, which is like our go-to spot. Jacob, we did 2 Breakfast Republics this time. Actually, it was the same one twice. Were you happy with your orders? I know there's always some stress.
The only reason it's stressful is because they have a good menu.
Right.
And I've never gotten anything there that I did not like. The stress is ordering something and being like, oh wait, maybe I want that, or maybe I want that, so I was happy with my orders both times. Very good. I like Breakfast Republic. Very good. Very good vegan options.
There's nothing worse than a wasted meal. Like you wait all this time to get your meal and then it really can like throw my day off.
Yeah, I completely agree. My first meal at Breakfast Republic, first of all, hello everyone, I'm doing well. And I don't think
Abby.
That's
Abby.
me. Hi. Jacob, I don't think you're being hyperbolic at all saying that this was the best San Diego Comic-Con, first of all, because I think it was. I think that the only one that could possibly top it or would second it would be the first time I went. That was a great experience. But Breakfast Republic is amazing, and it's a good incentive, like to get on a plane and ride the plane for like 6 hours to know, like, okay, I know Breakfast Republic's coming.
Hey, and when we land, there's going to be blueberry pancakes.
Yeah. Dude, strawberry mascarpone.
Blackberry jalapeno jam.
Yeah.
Dude, I crave it. It's so good.
I bet we have that here, but it never crosses my mind until I'm in San Diego.
I haven't crossed paths with a jam like that in these parts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's great. And also, like, we had good meals the whole week. Part of traveling is you got to get some good food.
It was really great. Sometimes we go on trips and the meals are not great, and it's fine because you're not there for that. You're just like whatever.
Like Dragon Con.
Yeah, well, I don't even.
That's
want to talk
2
about
miles.
We don't count it.
And But sometimes every meal is a good one, and this was a time where I would say 99% of our meals were great. The only one that wasn't not great was when we ate on the floor of the convention center.
Oh, but
And
I
we're
will
asked
say
to
this.
move.
We
Yeah.
did get asked to move. I will say this about the convention center. I know there's always a lot of pretzel talk going into San Diego Comic-Con.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe I just forgot, but the pretzels at Comic-Con are really good. I think what brand are they? Are they Auntie Anne's? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But at Dragon Con those pretzels are like awful.
At Dragon Con, they're like out of the freezer garbage
Right.
pretzels. They're hard. They're never warm. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
these are also pricey pretzels. Okay, these are like San
Fucking
Diego
$10
Comic-Con.
a pretzel. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, they're like steeped in something. The
We were in
sauce,
line.
so good.
We were waiting to get to the Mondo panel, and one of the panels, and we broke off to get some pretzels, and I was in line, and Jacob was like, "Craig, I'll get you a pretzel." I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And then I saw you buy a couple pretzels and some drinks, and I saw how much it was, and you looked pretty mad. You were like, "Fuck."
Well, it was expensive, but
That's everything at Comic-Con. Like, everything's
it was
more expensive
whatever.
than anything. I was
Yeah.
mad,
But I was
when I
buying-
bought 3 pretzels.
But I bought 3 pretzels and like 2 drinks, and it
I
was
went
like
up and bought-
$60.
Yeah, I bought 3
Yeah.
pretzels and 2 drinks and left a tip, and I was like,
The
"Oh,
reason
cool."
I
meal.
got mad is because they wouldn't let me pay in cash.
Right.
Mm.
I wanted to pay in cash, and I was like, all right. But
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's the pretzel drama.
Mhm.
But they were
I
really
mean,
good.
it costs more to eat a pretzel. It costs more to get 2 people pretzels than it costs to eat a meal at Breakfast Republic.
Yeah. And you get asked to move to another place when you're at
Yeah.
the convention.
Well, listen, we had a great time, and I mentioned it earlier. It was so cool seeing everybody. We've been covering it a little bit on Toy Anxiety. We're going to continuing the coverage of Comic Con tomorrow because we couldn't get to everything yesterday on Toy Anxiety.
That's
Tuesday on Toy Anxiety,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
yeah,
of
that
you
will- that
listening,
is
it will be
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Right. Tuesday nights are Toy Anxiety. We'll be covering a lot of the toy stuff. Tonight, we're going to break down a lot of the non-toy events that happen at Comic-Con, including random celebrity run-ins, which is becoming my favorite part of... and when I say that, I mean people running into us. It's very
Mhm.
exciting for them. So I'm just kidding. I'm not. We did meet a lot of listeners, and that was
Yeah.
amazing. But Abby, you actually kept a diary,
Yeah, I sure did.
and you are reading your diary,
Mm-hmm.
deepest thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
and releasing it as like a Patreon exclusive. The first episode just dropped.
Yeah, I am. It's been really fun, actually. I kind of wanted to invest more in Patreon, and I had the urge to like just do more with it. And I just really appreciate the people who are a part of it. They're definitely our core like audience and family. So I wanted to give something back, and I asked what the people were looking for, and BC DeLorean said, "I want more diary entries." So I love writing them, and I took the time every day, a couple times a day actually, while we were gone, to sneak away to the stairwell at our hotel and to write in this. So yeah, I'm breaking it down, like reading 2 chapters or so at a time, like about 10 or 15 minutes for each little thing. And yeah, I've got like all 72 pages almost written in here. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of like let it out for everybody. It's really fun.
Nice.
Now, is there another diary though, where you have your
The back of it,
other
where I'm like,
thoughts that?
Fuck Jacob Walsh.
Because listen, I listened to the first episode, and
Yeah, you did?
this is gonna sound ridiculous, but my first thought was like, I was kind of scared to listen to it. I was like, gonna find out what Abby really thinks about me here.
No, that's in another diary,
That's what I
Jacob.
thought it was.
Just kidding. JK. I love you, dude. You know that. I wrote that in there. So yeah, it's sweet. It's sentimental. It gets funny. I like to say that. And then yeah, it was all a wonderful experience that I was able to chronicle, which is really important for me to be able to look back on things. So there you go.
Cool. So if you're part of the Patreon, you can get that on the audio feed. There's also a video version that goes out. We'll have more episodes of that dropping this week. If you want to join the Patreon, which we've had a bunch of people signing up recently, patreon.com/yeshavesome for as little as $5 a month. Get in there, get 4, 5, 6 years of audio content archived directly to your podcast app. And obviously we've got the Instagram exclusive to Patreon, and then we've got the Discord which has been great. That's hey, if I pre-bought you an Ectoglow set from Comic-Con, it's because of the Discord. It's because we got to the Hasbro booth one of the days and there was no line, and I made a post. So I said, "Hey, I've got a couple, sets of Ectoglows if anybody needs one." So we were able to help some people out. It's a really cool community, so we appreciate you guys being in there. Although I was at a toy store yesterday. I was at Second Chance Toys, and I was messaging our buddy McFly Toys because Second Chance Toys has a huge wall of Simpsons figures. The Playmate, was it Playmates? The World of Springfield line, and that's like his core collection. I took a picture. I was like, "Hey, dude, do you need anything?" And he was like, "Shit, I need a lot of that." So we're gonna work something out. But yeah, I love the Discord. But yeah, let's get into it. So thank you guys for being here, whether you're watching on YouTube or on the app, the podcast app. We drop our new episodes every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and then the following morning you can get it on the audio feed. So it will be in advance on YouTube. Is the first place you can see the new episodes. And as we've grown as a podcast, like we've been talking about it a lot. Like we'll get real this week. YHS, we're approaching our 10-year anniversary just this week. First time ever, getting real.
The rest has been
Also,
just-
I'm really mad about this Happy Gilmore 1 ball marker I have. It's the clown from because the new Happy Gilmore was not good. But I still like the first one. 10 years of YHS coming up. And Jacob, we were talking about this specifically yesterday because we're investing some more into our merch drop. So we did a drop this week, 2 weeks only. We got all the Ecto Glow Elite merch, which people have been buying like crazy. So thank you guys. Really, really appreciate that. It's all in fun. It's just a silly inside joke that has been bubbling to the surface for the last 4 years. I hear Ryan's voice going, "No, it's not. No, it
No,
is
it's not. It's real.
It's very real." And we're going to be doing some more merch. I want to do some 10th anniversary merch. And Jacob, we were brainstorming ideas, and we brought up how the Linda Blair Exorcist, saga was such a big part of YHS. But like, I kind of feel like YHS is divided into these two halves. Like everything pre-COVID and pre-Afterlife even is kind of like one thing, and then we really like 2021 kicked everything into gear. But I do think people remember. I think the longtime listeners remember the Linda Blair saga.
Sure, I'm sure they do, but I just wonder how many of the listeners are that longtime listeners and how many are.
Right.
I bet a lot of people have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh,
Well,
I
we're
think
gonna
it's
have to
time
do a
right there. Yeah,
Happy, you got to make a YHS quiz.
I do. I absolutely do. Well, this story is one of my favorites. So yeah, I'd love to rehash that.
Maybe we'll do for the anniversary next year. Maybe we can do some retrospectives on like.
Let's do a reenactment of it.
Can I be Linda Blair?
Yeah,
Hey,
of course.
Yes.
Or we could just go to a convention where Linda Blair is, and the exact same thing will happen.
And will happen.
Sure.
I guess for those who have no idea what we're talking about, it's in the archives. I'm not exactly sure what year it was or what episodes, but essentially, Jacob had a Pazuzu statue from The Exorcist that he wanted to get signed by.
It's right there.
Okay, it's right behind him, and it is signed by the director, right?
Yeah.
Not the director of the Days of the Dead convention, the director of the movie The Exorcist, William Friedkin.
Yeah.
Jacob wanted that signed by Linda Blair, and he waited in line, and she had a not great reaction.
Bit of a brush up. Yeah.
Little bit of a. Jacob, would you say she threw a fit?
She had a meltdown.
She had a meltdown.
She literally had a meltdown. Yeah.
Still
Yelled
not
at
sure
me.
why. Still haven't gotten to the bottom of it.
Mm.
But 1 year later, Jacob made his triumphant return to the convention and took a picture with Linda Blair and held the statue in the picture without her knowing.
We need to do this like properly. So yeah, let's tell the full story on Patreon or do something
Hal
like that.
Clay with the pocket cam.
Yeah. Filming it.
Yeah.
As if they would care.
Oh man, very fun stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely have a big retrospective. But let's get into Comic-Con. So, I mean, San Diego is such a amazing time. There's so much going on. Whether you're a comic fan or a toy fan or a just fan of pop culture in general, it's crazy to me just how toy centric the convention has become. Like, it's 90% toys and merchandise over comics. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like the comics are in their little spot, and then everything
Right.
else is toys.
Toys. All the companies are there: Mondo, Hasbro, Mattel, and Four Horsemen Studios, and so on and so on. And there's exclusives and all that stuff. But we really made the investment this year of the panels, going to some panels. There were some definitely things that were sparking our interest. But the first thing I want to talk about, and we can whatever you guys want to talk about it, go for it. But I want to talk about my first celebrity run-in on the con floor. And I would have never noticed this person if Jacob didn't say, "Oh, that's Danny from Love on the Spectrum right there." And I 9 times out of 10, I'm like, "Oh, cool." But I was like, Abby wasn't with us. I was like,
You ran after her.
I'm getting this picture.
I did. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
I was
This
like,
is
Craig, what are you
Danny.
doing? And you were like, I got to do this. Like,
She
that's
loves
what you said.
animation.
I have
Yeah.
to do this.
Now, I will say I'm a huge fan of Love on the Spectrum. It's
Yeah.
a very popular show.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
like Danny a lot, but she's maybe my least favorite character. Not character, person
She's not a
on the
character. Yeah.
show. She's a real human being.
Human being. Yeah.
But
Me
I'm like, I
too.
like Connor a lot.
Me
And
too.
I can't think of her name, but the tea princess, I like her a lot too.
Yeah, absolutely. Big fan.
I like them all. They're all amazing, incredible human beings. But Danny, she's an animation or an animator. She's got 500,000 Instagram followers. I was like, you know what? I'm getting this picture. And I said, Danny, and she said yes. And I said, would it be okay to get a photograph? And because it was like in the middle of the floor, very crowded. She was very kind, and I sent it to Abby, and that was my first encounter. It was very exciting for me.
It was awesome.
Jacob, were you proud of me?
Yeah, I was. It was fun. It's always fun to see that kind of thing at a con. I'm glad you went after her for a picture.
Yeah. I wanted to have a longer conversation about her current relationship and what happened with Adon, but
Justice for Danny.
yeah,
I've seen that
Not
going
really
around.
appropriate.
not really appropriate, even though
Yeah.
they do put all of their relationships out there for everyone
They
to
do.
see.
It is
really
a show about
They
dating
really
and
do.
your love life.
It is a show.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say because knowing me, I would say something that just comes off wrong. So I didn't. I just was very polite, and she was very polite. My favorite thing was she saw my badge and she goes, "Oh, are you with the press?" And I'm like, it made me sound like Jimmy Olsen or something. I was like, "Yes." Daily
I am
Planet.
press.
I'm press.
Yes.
So that was really cool. But yeah, let's maybe just go. Preview night was preview night. We covered it pretty extensively on Toy Anxiety. Thanks for everybody tuning into the coverage. But let's talk about Thursday. So maybe we start with the 2 Hall H panels. Jacob, we made it to the Toxic Avenger panel.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Oh, it was great. I first of all felt like it was a little easier to get into Hall H. We were kind of worried. We've been worried in the past. I remember like our second year, there was a specific line for the press that we were able to get into a few things easier. But we were like, Toxic Avenger, we probably can get into this. We got in, and it was really fun. Peter Dinklage and Elijah Wood, and it was just like fun to watch that panel. I've always been a fan of the Toxic Avenger. Lloyd Kaufman was on the panel, and he's just like, all he does is like shtick, he's just silly all the time.
It's like Mel Brooks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought it was a good panel to be in. It was informative, and it made me excited to see that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they did screenings of it throughout the week, and I know a lot of people have seen it because they've done a couple, national screenings, but it's not out yet. I find myself kind of. I thought the panel was fine. Peter Dinklage, like,
It was a little chaotic.
what is he like? A little? Is he grumpy? Is he playing a character? Like, what's going on with him?
I think he might be the vibe that I get, and I feel like I've seen it in other interviews with him. He's a little too serious.
Right.
He takes everything very, very seriously. Doesn't seem to have like the greatest sense of humor or fun. And it came across as if, especially with his female co-star, I cannot remember her name.
Look it up.
Either one of you remember it?
I'll look it up.
because she's in Welcome to Derry as well.
Seemed pretty like antagonistic with kind of the rest of the crew and the audience.
Yeah.
So it came across as a little awkward, but to me that was part of what was fun about it, was being like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy doesn't want to be here.
It was a little bit fun.
They kind of alluded to the fact that like this movie was shelved. Taylor Page is her name, by the way.
Thank
They filmed this movie like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so now they're going out and promoting it. First of all, kind of crazy. Toxic Avenger Trauma movie is having a Hall H panel in 2025. That's actually
Yeah.
really cool. It's kind of a
Yeah.
testament to the fandom
Mhm.
and stuff. But Abby, like Elijah Wood is a pro at like he's been doing this for
Yeah, he's
20
Frodo.
years.
Mhm. Yeah.
He is Frodo. Good call.
Yeah, I've been on that train since like freshman year of high school. So yeah, I love Elijah Wood. And I was excited to see him take the stage and to find out that he was. I think I might have known that he was the villain in the movie, but you kind of got to see like a 20-minute segment from the movie, and I really enjoyed watching him. Nope,
Sure
we didn't.
didn't.
Sorry, guys.
We saw a trailer. Or
Timestamp?
one scene.
We saw the scene
No
where
timestamp.
No, I don't get a timestamp.
Nope, no
Okay.
timestamp.
We just saw the trailer.
You're just mixing up. We saw 20
Yeah.
minutes of Long Walk. We saw
And
the trailer,
the-
and then we saw the transformation.
like an
scene.
like a 5-minute scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that Elijah Wood's character is awesome, and I really like the makeup. He looks reminiscent of the Penguin from Batman Returns, and that's
He
really cool to
does.
me.
100%.
That's what I wanted to say. Mm-hmm.
But Lloyd Kaufman kind of stole the show. Like he was
Mhm.
pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Jacob, you told me yesterday Lloyd Kaufman's coming to the Plaza Theater to do.
Yeah,
some
they're
screenings?
doing like a triple feature of 3 trauma movies with Lloyd Kaufman, like this month.
Cool.
I want to see that, and I will go see Toxic Avenger. Like I think it's really cool. It's the kind of movie I want to be successful.
Hey, there's a possibility that the Toxic Avenger might be one of the 3 movies, because it's like, I think it's
At the
closer to
Plaza?
end of the well, it's closer to the end of the month when the movie. I don't think what I saw didn't list what the 3 movies were, and I
Right.
feel like just showing the new Toxic Avenger would be something they would do, especially since it's so close to release anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we might need to go to this.
Yeah, we need to. Are tickets available right now?
I'm gonna look it up.
Let's get them right now.
Because it's August 23rd, and then the release date for Toxic Avenger is oh wait, no. The original release date was
it's like
September
August
21st.
It's like August 29th
29th.
or something.
So it's the week before. Hey, let's take this offline. Anyways,
Let's take this
Um,
offline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hall H, Abby.
Yeah.
If you haven't ever been to Comic-Con, there's like this mythical Hall H kind of like, because I was watching, god damn it, I'm gonna reveal something about myself. I watched Batman vs Superman the other day.
Why?
I do this to myself. It's kind of a slog.
Are you okay?
I revisit it like once a year.
We
I
don't
go,
have
maybe
to talk about that.
We don't have
Once
to.
a
Although it
year?
was kind of the origin of our. It was one of our early episodes of the podcast. I still
I
have a
don't
Batman
wanna
versus
know.
Superman magnet on top of the
I don't wanna
fridge
know
that I look at.
why. I don't care. I just
Anyways.
continue your story.
Before I
You're
watched it, I was like, oh, because Jacob, and I know you do this too. I like to go back and watch like the first teaser trailers for movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
And I stumbled across the first teaser for Batman vs Superman that premiered at Hall H in 2012. So we've been seeing like the mythos of Hall H and the huge reveals and the Marvel panels and the DC panels and all that stuff's been happening so long. So it's a really cool space to be in. I like that it has its own bathrooms. It can be really tough to get into, but like we were able to get in line and get in pretty quickly, which was awesome.
Yeah, the process for like getting in there, you have to go out on the lawn, like under tents, and that's where people like spend the night often for like the panel the next day kind of thing. So it was really nice to get out there. I waited for a while sitting on the lawn, and then we were ushered in, and it was really nice to be in there. And also just to add to like the lore of Hall H, I remember probably like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, it was probably our first San Diego Comic-Con, like being outside of the panel for a Marvel. It might have been Endgame. I don't really remember what it was for. Wakanda too.
It was one of the Marvel panels.
Yeah,
and
and I just Yeah, I remember standing there with my hand on the wall, just feeling the vibrations of like people just cheering, and you hear the fucking music, and
Yeah.
I was so
We're on our
sad
phones
that I
looking at Twitter to see
what
what
are they
was
doing? Let me
revealed.
just zoom in.
Whoa,
Yeah, exactly.
Robert Downey Jr.'s on stage. We're
Yes,
right
this is
outside
happening.
the
You
door.
can't see through the walls. Yeah.
So I remember this very specifically. I do think it was our first Comic-Con. I remember the guy. So this is where they premiered the trailers for Black Panther 2 and Guardians 3, and
Yeah,
they announced the
that's what
next
it
two
was.
Avengers movies, which one of them's not even. They announced Kang Dynasty. So I don't remember with that. We're in the multiverse saga. Okay, things change all the time. You just gotta go with it. But I remember there was a guy in front of us who was literally the guy who cut the trailer for Black Panther 2, and they would not let him in.
Yeah.
So it's like
We were
you definitely
commiserating.
have
Well,
that
that's when
FOMO.
we were in the press line, which was
Right.
over closer. So we thought there might have been a chance of us getting in there, but they were
Right.
like, no.
We did get in for the Kevin Smith panel and saw the
And that was really special.
the
That was my
trailer for
first Hall H panel.
Clerks 3 or whatever it was. And I could be mixing up years. It sounds like that's what happened.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
But the Abby, describe like the vibe in there, like
The
because
vibe in Hall H.
It's nice.
Well, yeah, it's air conditioned. If you ever grew up going to a mega church, that's kind of what it feels like. Like there's just tons and tons of seats, tons and tons of room. There's projectors and screens like showing what's going on stage. There's speakers, and the speakers are turned up full blast. Like you can feel it in your stomach when they are going. And yeah, there's like a special quality to like the air and the fact that it's like kind of dark and shadowy in there, and like special things happen, and the fact that it's difficult to get into makes it more exciting to be a part of. So I was glad we got in there.
It's awesome, and because we cover this stuff so closely, like knowing that like in that moment you are literally at the center of the universe of pop culture. Like there's first of all, it's hard to go into Comic-Con. They grandfather people in. It's hard to get tickets. I feel so lucky and fortunate to be there. I have been the guy sitting at home in Atlanta.
Well, that was all of us for
Yeah.
years and years. Was like
Like the Ariel meme.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, oh, this
The
weekend Comic-Con's happening, and people are like, are you going? No, but you gotta get online and wait for the news to come out.
Yeah.
And now,
Refreshing.
we were able to sit there and watch the news come out. So
Right.
it's great.
It's very
I
cool.
love that.
But then so what was cool is there was 2 back-to-back panels that we went to at Hall H on Thursday. And this is the first full day of Comic-Con. And we had a long day. Like we had done the Mondo panel, we had done a bunch of booth tours. So like it was nice to have a couple hours to just chill.
Yeah, end
This
of the
was
day.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So the night before was the season premiere of South Park, which was, we've all seen the episode, incredible, made a ton of news. Like South Park's back, like it's always back, but like
It's so back that my therapist brought it up. She was like, "Did you see South Park?" I was like, "Fuck yes, I did."
No, it's 2025.
Yeah.
So like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
But then it just so happened the next day. Not they probably planned this. Comedy Central had an animation showcase with Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Andy Samberg, and Mike Judge. Jacob, this was really cool. Was this not really cool?
This was one of the things I was most looking forward to. It felt really special. I've literally been watching South Park since it first aired. I have been watching Beavis and Butthead my entire life, it feels like. I don't remember when that first came out, but it feels like those two things feel like constants, in my life. And we all love South Park, and we talk about it all the time, and we're always referencing it. And not just South Park, but like everything, Trey and Matt do. Like I remember when I discovered Cannibal the Musical, like I got obsessed with it. I loved it. Like we've watched it together. Orgasmo, Basketball, like everything. Those
Book of Mormon,
literally everything they've done are the funniest things I've ever seen. And then we're like sitting in front of them,
Yeah.
like just watching them talk about it, and it was very cool.
Their content has been like touchstones throughout my life of like this got me through this time. I was obsessed with this during this time. South
Well,
Park,
hold on,
obviously.
hold on. I don't want to get sued. It's Paramount, not Touchstone. Sorry.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. What I was gonna say though is when we watched Cannibal the Musical together, which you had referenced, I remember it specifically because we lost power in our house and we had candles on and we had to watch it on your iPad. Which the fact that I remember it on such a small screen and that it was that impactful, it was
Right.
just a really special night. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely more impactful than the other movie we watched on a small screen last week. I'm talking to you, Happy Gilmore. That's my second Happy Gilmore
I'm
shot.
never going to my happy place.
Mike Judge. First of all, Beavis and Butthead was an early obsession of mine. It's kind of hard to encapsulate how controversial Beavis and Butthead was when it came out. Like, it was the kind of thing where parents were like, "You're not letting your kid watch Beavis and Butthead, are you?" It was like a dividing line. Like, oh, if you had the kind of parents that let you watch Beavis and Butthead, like other parents didn't want their kids coming over.
Yeah.
In retrospect, pretty tame, unbelievably funny. Like, I think that's the thing. It's way smarter than it was given credit for in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Like, just
Well, South
these-
Park too.
Well, South Park 100%. But Beavis and Butthead doing like this social commentary on music videos, and like it's very like Mike Judge is clearly, I mean, between Beavis and Butthead and obviously his work on Office Space and Idiocracy and everything he's done, like he's another. And
Creating Daria.
I loved watching him though because he's really unassuming and just is like
Mm-hmm.
you would never think like all of that lives in this guy's head. And he's really funny. And him and Trey and Matt talked about how there was once an idea to have an episode of South Park where Beavis and Butthead come over to babysit Cartman.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that doesn't exist is so, like, that makes me so angry.
It
How
made
good
me.
would that be?
I hope it sparked. I hope the panel sparked something in them, and maybe they make that happen. They seemed really
Yeah.
open
Like
to
that
it,
tested
which is
well.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Trey and Matt, like, no hyperbole, are some of my like comedy heroes. They just
Mount
are.
Rushmore.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, especially coming out of like the '90s has the '80s and the '90s are like meccas for comedy, and there's so many people that made huge impressions on me and my taste as a young child. I mean, obviously like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, that old crew, but going into the '90s, like Jim Carrey made a huge impression on me.
Mhm.
Adam Sandler made a huge impression on me. But like Beavis and Butthead, and then when South Park came out, I was in 8th grade, and like it was a phenomenon. It was like the T-shirts started hitting school, and it's like if you didn't have a South Park shirt, you were like falling behind the curve a little bit.
Yeah.
So I remember Christmas break, 8th grade, going to the mall. I think probably Gadzooks, and got the "Oh my God, you killed Kenny" shirt, and being like, guys, when I get back to school after break, things are
Are
going to
gonna
be a little
go. Hey, my first boyfriend had a South Park shirt, and that was like one of the reasons I liked him.
I was like,
So fucking cool.
things are about to be a little different in my world. Hey,
That's a little bit cooler.
spoiler alert, they really weren't. But
Things
I had a
got
South Park
worse.
shirt. But yeah, Trey, Matt, Jake, you said it all. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Basketball is one of the greatest movies of all time, and they didn't even write that. They didn't even write it.
Yeah.
But but it is them,
Mhm.
I've never read the original script, but they obviously brought their flavor to it.
Mhm.
Dude, Brittany's mom's vibrator, so good. I'm watching it tonight. But also, and I think he was pretty self-aware that he was like, why am I on this panel?
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg was there. Another he's a comedy icon. Like Andy Samberg has been directly involved with, I think Pop Star is one of my favorite comedies of the last 10, 15 years. Like
Mhm.
I
Lonely Islands.
love Lonely Island. He was
Mhm.
great on SNL, and Jacob, Abby and I never had watched whatever that movie is, or that show. Not Parks and Rec, the cop one. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that one.
Oh
Brooklyn
yeah,
Nine-Nine.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah.
he's very
Early
funny.
seasons are really strong.
But I haven't watched Digman. I haven't watched that show. So
Me either.
Um, But it was great. Any other thoughts on this panel other than it was just super fun?
No, it just felt special to see it, and then to see it literally back to back with the Toxic Avenger panel. We just sat in our seats, we didn't move, we just got to watch them both, and it was like a really great first day and great like ending of the day.
Yeah, it was special. I was texting my brother the videos I was taking. I sent him the video of Mike Judge talking about Monty Python and how he used to watch it on PBS and like how the crowd just kind of went wild for that. And it's just cool because my brother and I used to watch Monty Python and then we watched South Park, and Basketball was a movie. I remember him pointing to the poster in the movie theater and being like, "Hey, we need to see that. I don't know how we're going to get away from our parents, but that's a good movie. I know it. They're funny."
I don't know what it is about this.
I don't know what it is, but I like this movie.
It was super special. It was really cool, and it's kind of funny if you think about it. Like, we talk about like nostalgia and our refusal to grow up as human beings and our refusal to let go of the things we love, and I kind of try to argue against that sometimes, but the fact is it's 2025. I'm 41 years old, and I sat in an audience and got to learn about Toxic Avenger and South Park. These are really important pop culture touchstones. So it was really fun. And I didn't that Trey and Matt, they're kind of like, they don't tour, there's not really a chance to see them unless you went to that concert, or even like Book of Mormon, they're not in the show. So like to get to sit there and see them, it was really cool. So that kind of wrapped up Thursday, and then we did go see Fantastic Four Thursday night. I'm thinking that one might need its own dedicated space at some point. I very much did not enjoy it.
You almost just said hate it. You just went.
That's not
I
a family
very
value.
Much so did not enjoy. If you
I
hated it,
had a
you
weird
can
time
say that
watching
you
it.
hated it.
So here's the thing. As we
Don't
continue,
give it an excuse that
No,
you
no,
were
no,
tired.
no,
Don't be mental. Don't sugarcoat it.
There's no sugar. In an attempt to, we've been talking a lot about expanding YHS's footprint on YouTube. We've obviously been doing the trailer reactions, and I kind of have this drive to do like standalone produced videos on specific topics, and I've been kind of brainstorming it to myself this weekend, and I ended up writing this like 5-page YouTube script talking about the current issues with the MCU. Whether or not that actually gets made and produced and turned into a video, I'm not sure, but it was a fun exercise. But I found myself thinking about Fantastic Four, and I will say I was extremely tired. I definitely dozed off multiple times. You guys have referenced things in the movie that I literally don't remember. But having said that, my overall feeling was I did not really enjoy it. And the interesting thing about Fantastic Four is that the critics gave it really good reviews, and the fan reaction has been really good, but I didn't like it. You guys didn't like it. Some of my hardcore comic book friends did not like it. My brother, who is an MCU diehard, called me and was like, "We're done. It's over. There's no coming back." So I think it's an interesting movie, but I before I give a proper review, I really need to see it again. Not because I want to convince myself that I liked it, but I literally don't even feel like I can talk about it intelligently until
I've seen it twice.
Till I'm awake when I watch it.
Okay.
Gave it the old Batman versus Superman. Watch it 2 times.
Once a year. Once a year. Jacob, I mean, we should touch on it for a second though. Do you have any additional thoughts to what I just said?
Probably not going to watch it a second time. Didn't like it. I could talk about why I didn't like it for half an hour, but I feel like we want to keep this on a Comic-Con episode.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The movie's not good. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll do. Here it is. Ready? When it comes out on like Disney Plus in like 2 weeks or whatever.
Well, it had a huge drop off on its second week. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It did good first week. I think it's doing not great.
Not as good. 65% drop off.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a Patreon bonus, like a deep dive.
Okay.
And maybe we'll find somebody who's like who really liked it, or a huge Fantastic Four fan who can come in and give us a different perspective. Or maybe we won't do any of that and just never watch it again.
That's
Stay
fine.
tuned.
I'm good
with
with
Abby.
any of those.
Let's keep talking about Comic-Con unless you have anything to say about
No, I say let's moving right along. Good for you, not for me. That was not a movie that I personally loved, so we'll talk about it, and I will see it again just so I can give it a fair review. But yeah, Comic Con was amazing, and spending time at the movie theater away from Comic Con, I kind of missed it. So it was nice to get back the next day, which was Friday.
Friday. Yeah,
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Friday. So Friday was a super crazy day. So I had stuff going on with the Real Ghostbusters book. We had a signing at the Dark Horse booth, which thank you to everybody who came out. Thank you to you guys for being there and helping out. And shout out to Dark Horse. They have such a huge presence at Comic-Con. They kind of have this center booth, and they do signings all weekend. A ton of people showed up. John Urqueba was there. David Boer, who does the new Ghostbusters comic, Troy, and it was really cool. It was like a little family reunion in the middle of the day Friday, and but the big takeaway, and we forgot to talk about it on Toy Anxiety last week, and maybe we'll get into it this week or next week, but Dark Horse is doing vinyl figures based on the original animated Hobbit. And that kind of like, and that's more your guys' wheelhouse than my wheelhouse. But even I was like, ooh, these are really cool. And it kind of felt like it was like the talk of the town at that booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They were great.
Even more so than that banner that had my name on it, which when I went back, they had turned it around to face the inside. God damn it. So yeah, the signing happened midday Friday, and then was the long walk panel Friday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Like 4 p.m., I believe. Yep. And those Hobbit figures, I just wanted to comment and say they're awesome. And I can't wait to see a Smog from that animated movie because that's just my favorite Smog design. It's kind of cat-like, so
Yeah, it looks like
that would be cool. Yeah. And Ramirez Studios, I think on Instagram, he's the sculptor of that, the Golem, and I think Frodo as well. Yeah, he reached out and messaged me, so that's cool.
Whoa! What are you back channeling? Trying to get free stuff?
No, I don't want a life-size Golem.
Are you trying to like?
Yes, I do. I do.
I do. Some sort of Tolkien verse behind our backs or something?
Yeah.
I'm, little...
I'm building the Tolkien verse. No,
there's no brand building here.
I love that spot. By the way, they did make a full scale like prancing pony set for people to take photos in. And I'm so mad that I didn't get that photo because they had like extra large mugs that you could hold so you look like a little hobbit. But I'm imagining we're going to see that at like New York Comic Con or something like that. We'll have an opportunity. But yeah, those were really exciting figures. And then, yes, we had the long walk panel at 4:00 on Friday, and we had to separate from you, Craig, Jacob, Jeff, and I.
Shout out to Lionsgate and their PR people for helping us secure, guaranteed reserved seating for the long walk. But Jacob, I'll let you take this. So the long walk, new movie coming out, Stephen King. I wasn't there. I was attempting to look at the new Star Wars HasLab. It was such a madhouse down there. Although I think more people were excited to see it than buy it. But that's another story for another day. Yeah, long walk. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, this was the thing I was looking forward to the most out of the whole weekend. And Craig, I do wish you could have been there because even though you might be unfamiliar with the long walk, Mark Hamill was on the panel. And
that's awesome.
He did most of the talking because he wouldn't stop. They just let him go and he just talked. A couple other actors were on the panel, and then I believe like the producers and maybe the screenwriter was on the panel. The director himself is off filming the new Hunger Games movie, sent along a video, and then also Stephen King sent a video to kind of open the panel. And I mean, it was awesome. They, like Abby said earlier, they showed us the first 22 minutes of the movie, which on one hand made me a little angry, but on the other hand, I was like, all right, well, it's the first 20 minutes, so it's nothing but build up. And I know the story, so who cares? But it looks great. The movie looks great. Everything they said made me very happy about the direction of the film. I was kind of worried, like the guy who, I keep saying the guy because I don't have his name pulled up, but the director of this movie, he's known for doing those Hunger Games movies, and like those movies are a little more like young adult feeling, and The Long Walk gets pretty dark, and they were basically, on the panel saying like, "Hey, don't worry, like we go to all the places the book does." So that makes me feel good about the ending not getting changed.
Francis Lawrence, by the way.
Francis Lawrence, cool.
Who I guess also directed I Am Legend. Didn't know that. Keep going.
And
Don't tell us that.
but yeah, it was really cool, and you fucking got Mark Hamill sitting there talking just about whatever he wants to talk about. Half the time he talked about how much he loves Mike Flanagan. Who
Yes.
at one point I was like, does he know Mike Flanagan's not making this movie?
This movie?
He kind of went off on this thing talking about how after doing some unnamed movie around 2017, he decided he was going to quit acting and just kind of focus more on voice work. He was like, I'm getting old. I don't want to do this anymore. And then he was like, well, then Mike Flanagan put me in, made me a villain basically. And I just started playing villain roles, and that he's having really, a lot of fun. Mike Flanagan put him in Fall of House of Usher, and he's in The Life of Chuck, and which is also Stephen King, and now he's in The Long Walk, which is Stephen King. So yeah, it was great. Abby, go.
Yeah, it's a great partnership. Mark Hamill, hell yeah, like what an awesome human being. And it felt good to hear him kind of referencing that time period as being a tough time that he was like, I'm just quitting, which God damn it. Like I get it.
I wanted to yell out, Last Jedi! He said
Last Jedi sucks!
Jedi!
No, not.
I fundamentally disagree.
Fundamentally disagree with everything in that movie. There are some cool scenes though. Okay. I agree with you. Watching this, Jacob, I was emotional. The subject matter of The Long Walk is extremely, extremely brutal and emotional and like bleak. But also just like Stephen King does, like beautiful and vibrant at the same time, like back to back the bleakness with like life and like the beauty of it and friendship and stuff. So I watched the first 20 minutes. I was sitting next to a person who was like a diehard, and we're diehard fans, but Jacob, you heard she had the copy of The Long Walk that was like a special edition, and she was losing her shit, which was awesome. And
a lot.
I gave her tissues.
She was screaming to the point where the panel started interacting with her. Like anytime they would say something, and she would scream at the top of her lungs and be the only person in the audience, and they kept like pointing her out and like basically talking to her from the because she was literally freaking out.
I mean, imagine being that big of a Stephen King fan that you're at a Long Walk panel but reacting like you're at a Backstreet Boys concert.
Exactly, like every character.
I should have showed her my tattoo.
Hey,
I hope she can find us. I wrote or I didn't write.
She's listening.
She's in my stories on my Instagram. If you go to my San Diego Comic-Con compilation, click on it, then you'll. Yeah, I'm not going to do an impression because I can't. Just go listen.
Hey, hold on.
Please said it's too early.
Ready? Book Street Boys. Because it's about books.
They're like cute nerds that sing and read books.
Yeah, it's like...
All right, maybe I like it. Maybe I like it. I don't know.
Thank you. That's really cool. Jacob, you mentioned like it kind of hit you at one point that you were watching Luke Skywalker talk to you and how awesome of a moment that was.
I hit it, but I did like I started crying at one point, and it had nothing to do with what he was saying. It was just because like he's old now, so and he sounds different, so it's like you can kind of take that step away from Luke Skywalker. But at one point I was like, oh, I just started replaying Return of the Jedi in my head, and I was like, he's right there, and we were very close. And
we were.
It's like, what the fuck? Luke Skywalker's right there. It was great.
Yeah.
And shout out to the people who set up the panel, because the opening of it was like they kind of fully immerse you in the Long Walk like experience. Like they had a searchlight going out and a drill sergeant.
Walk for a second. I was like, all right.
Me too. I was like, what are they going to make us do? I can't wait. Yeah. That was an incredible panel, and I cried a lot, and I can't wait for the movie.
That's awesome. I think it's really awesome because, well, for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons being that, let's face it, there was a time where every book ever that Stephen King made was adapted into some sort of movie or TV movie. And some of them are great, but a lot of them really didn't do the books justice.
Yeah.
We're in a time period now where there's all these like filmmakers who grew up with Stephen King who are either adapting his work like The Long Walk, or somebody like Mike Flanagan who obviously he did Dr. Sleep, but you feel like the influence of Stephen King within his body of work. So it's really, really
Hill
awesome.
House, Fly Manor, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I was super, super stoked for you guys. That was really cool. You definitely had more fun in that hour and a half than I did, because I was at the Star Wars booth and Emily was screaming at people, and I was like, I want to get out of here. I want to leave. There's too many people. There's too many people with iPhones going, "We're live at Comic-Con. What
What
the hell is that?"
Look at all the energy we have! Oh my god.
It's too
I
much.
know. I know.
And then Friday night we had the Toy Tuber party, which we did talk about pretty extensively on Toy Anxiety, but it was a great hang. Lots of cool people, lots of friends, new and old. And I don't know how many times I said, "Hey, let's have you on the podcast," but I meant it. So everybody I said that to,
Everybody
come
we
on.
said it to, please hit us
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But that was a good night.
Yeah, it
And,
was.
It was shout out to Jay Glatfelter for putting it on, because I know from experience, dude, it is quite an undertaking to
Oh
pull
my
off
God,
something
yeah.
like that. So
And
and
to
yes,
Colleen as well for supporting and getting all that shit together.
I made my triumphant return to stand-up comedy, and I don't think I'm going back, but it was
I think you should. I liked it.
it was fun. I mean, it was fun. It just wasn't a great environment for it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And the people who paid attention seemed to enjoy it. So that's all you can ask for. And then so Saturday was a little bit of a slower day. We did a lot, like I did some shopping, did some we didn't have as much like
Trying to remember what we even did on Saturday.
Well, Saturday night was the Welcome to Derry panel.
Okay. But Saturday
Saturday
was
morning
the
was
day where,
Hasbro.
like, we were kind of done with all of our obligations at that point, so it was more of just a like walking the floor for our own selves, seeing things, talking to friends, and
Well, actually, after the Welcome to Derry panel, we had our own Welcome to Derry. We got ice cream, which was awesome.
We did, yeah.
Or non-dairy. But so yeah, I had the
Welcome to non-dairy.
Well, wait, that's a good name for a coffee or for an ice cream.
For a vegan Stephen King podcast?
Non-dairy.
Yeah. Hey, jot that down. That's our show title.
Welcome to non-dairy, man.
Welcome to non-dairy, because Jacob's vegan.
It's got little popcorns in it. Pop,
Pop, pop, pop.
I did some shopping Saturday, bought some shit. Did some roaming around, talking to people. My intention was to do more YouTube videos for Toy Anxiety, but at that point I was over it. So
we did video on Saturday for Hasbro.
Oh, that's right. We did the unboxing.
Yeah.
The Ectoglow stuff. That was really fun.
Afternoon event.
That was really cool.
Fun.
Shout out to Pat. Shout out to the whole Hasbro team. That video is on the Toy Anxiety channel, and the Ectoglows were released yesterday. They're sold out. I think they're sold out. Or not yesterday, a couple days ago, but they're sold out. But yeah, so we knew that we were gearing up for that Welcome to Derry panel, but this was a 9 p.m. panel, which I don't know if we've done one of these late night panels.
No, we haven't
done before.
No, also I originally thought that it was going to be a Hall H panel, and I was kind of confused when we found out it wasn't a Hall H panel. It seemed like something that they would do in Hall H.
Right.
But I think part of the reason that it's a late night panel is because this isn't quite an all ages thing. Like when we saw Long Walk and when we saw Toxic Avenger, they had to bleep out stuff. They had to censor things, and they did not for Welcome to Derry. There was no censoring. They just showed us everything.
So this was also a shorter panel. I think what they do is they do these types of panels sometimes at night, because I know right after this panel was the Twisted Metal panel, where they premiered the first couple episodes. And so this was not a very big room. This room was like not even one of the ballrooms. Like this was a standard panel room.
Yeah.
And we decided to get there like an hour early. And luckily there was nobody there when we got there. So we walked right in and we watched the panel before it, which I I will admit I didn't know what this was, but it was funny. It's like online little animated
Cyanide
shorts.
and happiness.
Cyanide.
Every person listening will know exactly what that is.
Except
I
for
was
us.
so surprised that you at one point you looked over at me and he was like, "Have you ever heard of these guys?" And I was like, "They're like the biggest. They've been on the internet since the internet. Like,
I
how
looked
have
at
you
Abby, I
never
was like-
seen- I could not believe you've never seen those that Stickman like that style
Yeah.
of stuff.
I
I
haven't either.
enjoy highbrow stuff. No, I'm just
Hmm.
kidding. I thought it
I
was
liked
Homestar
it.
The panel
Runner.
was great. It
That's what I
all
said. I was
very
like,
funny.
Homestar Runner.
Yeah.
Anyways, they were great. They were super funny, and actually, I was super inspired by them because like these are guys who independently created this world, and it's a big deal. And they've got millions of
Yeah.
subscribers,
and we're
Mhm.
doing animation now.
They're doing anim- now. We're
Now we
Yeah,
are.
we're in.
I bet we
Mhm.
could do some fun animated shorts. But anyways,
I'm sure we could.
I'd like that.
Cyanide and Happiness. Shout out to them. Good panel. They gave out little tickets so you could leave the panel and use the restroom and come back. And when I did that, the line for the Welcome to Derry panel, there was like hundreds and hundreds of people, and most of them, unfortunately for them, did not get in
Yeah.
because a lot of people got there early. So
Mhm.
here's the panel. It's Andy Muschietti, Barbara
Barbara.
Muschietti,
Yep.
brother and sister, producer, director, writer behind It, Chapter 1 and 2, and a bunch of other stuff. And Andy also directed The Flash with Michael Keaton and Ezra Miller, and he's on deck to supposedly direct James Gunn's DCU Brave and the Bold. I don't know if that's happening or not. That'll be a future podcast.
Mhm.
They came out. They talked about Welcome to Derry, which is this new prequel series. Jacob, you could probably explain what it is better than I will, or Abby, either
Sure.
one of you.
Mhm.
It's go ahead, Abby.
Well, I wanted just to correct. They didn't come out until we actually had seen the trailer. Isn't that
That is
correct?
true. Okay.
They were waiting behind the scenes to catch the audience reaction live, which is
Yeah.
exciting as a director, I imagine, to like gauge.
It act
Right. They showed the first 12 minutes of the first
Yes.
episode. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
They showed the trailer came later, right? They
Right.
showed
Yeah.
you they started the panel by just showing the first 12 minutes of the first episode, which will not air until October. I think.
Yeah.
And then they brought the Muschiettis out and they talked about it. But Welcome to Derry is just it's a prequel to It, and it is so in the book It, there are all these interludes that explain other really crazy events that have happened in Derry, but in different times, all under the influence of It. And one of those things is the black spot. One of those things is the gunning down of the Bradley gang. And then one of those
Mhm.
things is the
Easter egg hunt.
the
Ironworks.
Kitchener Ironworks
Mhm.
explosion on Easter. And their plan for the show is this first season is going to be surrounding the black spot. Like the black spot incident will, I guess, be the
Pivotal.
the finale or whatever of the first season. And then if they go on to make a second season, that will be 27 years before, and it will be the events of one of the other ones. I don't know which one. And then the third season will be the other one. So
Mhm.
it's just exploring events that happen in the book, but are usually cut out of the movies because
Mhm.
you have to make a movie and you can't put everything in there.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
It's
and like you're
exploring-
saying,
I would say it's exploring the 27-year cycle of Pennywise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
he returns cyclically. So yeah, every
Yeah.
time he returns, then there's a new thing, a new tragedy. Excuse me. They
they also
except-
hinted that there might be a movie.
Did they?
Well, because he asked them specifically why they go in the past, and he goes, "Well,
Oh,
he,
yeah,
he
okay.
said, well, because the stuff in the book is in the past, but also we can't go into the future, and I can't tell you why." And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, the only reason you can't go into the future and not tell us is because something hasn't been announced yet.
Okay.
Unless it's a thing in the show where they also cut forward
go to the
or
future.
something.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's unpack
Mhm.
this a little bit. It was a major part of of YHS. Obviously, Jacob, it's your favorite book of all time. Abby, you
Mm-hmm.
got
Mhm.
into it. We're obsessed
Harry's my
with it.
favorite, but it is second. Yeah.
Those movies were huge. They did giant business, really big movies for Warner Brothers. The Muschiettis obviously have a great relationship with that studio. Now we've got this prequel series, which I feel like when this was first announced, Jacob, you were a little bit hesitant on it, just because you're expand like
I'm always hesitant on any time a Stephen King adaptation gets announced
right,
because I
right,
want it to be good and I want it to be accurate to the book. And at first this sounded like it was all made up stuff and not really. There's so much stuff that happens in the book that they just take out, and I'm like, well, if you're gonna make something like this, use material from the book.
sure.
And they are using material from the book, and it's gonna have a lot of made up shit in it as well. But yeah. But
Well, let's get into it. We'll give a spoiler warning because we're going to talk about the first 12 minutes of it, or the Welcome to Derry.
okay.
I will say this: this footage to me was shocking and disgusting, and I was mad, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
You laughed.
Well, it was nervous laughter. And the following day, when Jacob and I ran into Andy Muschietti on the San Diego Comic Con floor, I told him, I was like, "Hey, that was me laughing. I was very uncomfortable." And he was like, he's so smooth and cool. He was like, "Good, like whatever." So,
I wish you could say what he actually said.
what did he say?
He said it's a spoiler. I thought he said something of, "Did you like the bat baby?
Oh yeah, he did.
Are you dreaming
Okay.
about bat babies?"
Are you dreaming about bat babies? Okay,
That's what he said.
this clip opens up. What is the year? 1950s, 1960s? Can't remember.
Yeah, 27 years before.
Yeah, this isn't a
27
math
years
podcast.
before the first
takes
movie,
place
which
what
is
in the early 80s.
yeah. So
Mhm,
sometime in the
mhm.
1960s, it's a movie theater. There's a young kid. He's in the theater. They're watching an old movie.
The Music Man.
The Music Man.
Trouble.
Classic. Um,
Mhm.
he gets
It's
caught by
picked
one.
for a reason, sure.
Yeah, he gets caught. He's sneaking into the films, or into the movies. An usher chases him down. He gets out of there. That's like the initial setup, and you see this kid hitchhiking. He gets picked up by this seemingly normal family, and they say, "Where do you want to go?" And he's like, "I just got to get out of Derry." This kid's what, 8, 9? He's a young kid, maybe 10 years old tops. He gets in the car with this family.
It feels like a rescue situation because he seems like he's maybe trying to get out of like something bad might have happened to him.
Yeah. There's a mom in the passenger seat. There's a dad driving, and then there's 2 kids in the back seat. Older, I think it's 2 daughters, an older and a younger. So
It's a
they're
boy and a girl.
It's a
it's a
brother
boy
and
and
a
girl?
sister.
Okay. Things are normal for a few minutes, and then clearly, like, there's just weird. You start picking up on like weird stuff, right?
Yeah, like I feel like either Jacob or I should be talking about this because what it is like you're watching.
Jesus
you're
fucking Christ! I'm trying my best.
No, I know, but you haven't read the book, and you don't under. But that's not. I'm not being.
I
critical.
haven't read any book.
Anybody who's read it knows that the thing that Stephen King does, which he also does in The Shining and in every book, is he creates a very comfortable, warm, familiar situation that you start to relax in and you start to go, oh my God, I'm safe now. I'm out of the cold. I'm going to be okay. And then subtly things start to change, like Mrs. Kirsch with the tea in the book. Like that, this was an actual like acted out scene of stuff that Stephen King does with his writing, where like he drives you into madness by repeating words, by capitalizing words, by like making like words become like there's something else inside your head, like you feel insane, and I love that. And the scene inside this car did that to a T. Took you from oh goodness, I'm so glad I'm safe to holy shit, get me the fuck out of here. And I'm gonna need to talk to my therapist after this. That's kind of how it works. And that's the deadlights. That's like kind of how Pennywise will grab you. It's subtle. He's alluring at first. Like you think it's fun. You think it's good.
Yeah.
And then it goes batshit, which I think is what Andy Muschietti is incredible at doing, is making things go
there's
batshit.
literally a bat shit out of a woman in this scene.
In my defense, I was literally about to say all that.
You know about the deadlights?
So I will say this: when it comes to gore, there's certain, and we all have this, there's certain things that are very triggering to me. I can watch somebody like a slasher movie, somebody getting like cut open, guts spilled out. That stuff doesn't bother me at all. Things that trigger me, and this is going to get gross, but we have to talk about it. Saliva, mucus, childbirth, uh, a
We're talking
teenage girl.
about Fantastic Four right now.
For
Right,
I know
yeah,
I was gonna
exactly.
say I liked this childbirth a lot more than the one
Oh
in
God, I
Fantastic Four.
hated Galactus's mucus. No, listen, when the girl's dipping her fingers in
The
like
liver.
Raw liver.
and smelling it, I was so grossed out.
Yeah, bloody uncooked liver.
I'm
No, I know just the
gagging
words.
thinking about it.
I used to work at a place that sold liver. It's disgusting.
You worked at a liver factory?
No, it was a restaurant. Anyway.
What ends so through a series of like it's getting more chaotic, the parents are getting weirder, their faces are kind of like I don't know if you guys ever remember that movie Stay Tuned, where John Ritter goes into the TV and like it's just like everything's a little
Josh Gad's
off.
remaking that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what it reminded me of? The first 12 minutes of this kind of reminded me of the Black Hole Sun video from Soundgarden.
Okay.
Just everything, their faces
Things
start getting
suddenly get twisted.
yeah,
to
just
evil
hey,
from
by the way,
nice.
that video freaked me out when I was a kid. Also, great song. Rest in peace, Chris
Mhm.
Cornell. We love you like a brother. Okay.
Mm.
This was disgusting. The mom goes into labor, but she's like growing something in her stomach. Jacob, take
Mhm.
it from here because I'm literally gagging.
Yeah, her stomach gets big. She starts having a baby. It protrudes from her like
Underwear.
starts to stick out. It's coming
Mhm.
out. There's blood, and
Her underwear starts to stick
she
out.
It's crazy because it is a like it's kind of a slow buildup, and I think it's everybody. Your mind goes to, oh, this is going to be a weird little Pennywise creature. And that's what you're thinking, and it takes a long time before you actually see what's coming out of her. And she gives birth to this baby in the floorboard, and then it's like in the shadow, and you can like see its eyes, and then it like flies at you, and it's a bat baby, and it's like still attached by the umbilical cord, so it's like flying around the car, and the kid in the back seat's got the Pennywise eyes, and
Yeah.
it's just like complete chaos.
By the way,
Yeah.
I've been waiting for an origin story for Bat Boy. Like I knew he escaped,
Oh!
but I never knew where he came from.
Oh wow.
Well,
Now I know his mom.
yeah.
Also, in the way in that new Beetlejuice movie, there's like a little Beetlejuice baby, and it's kind of fun and cute. That this is not this at all. This was really, really graphic and gross.
It's an Andy Muschietti original. Like that's just a scary ass thing.
Yeah. And then it like flies out the window, like
No,
crashes
it
through the
fly.
window.
No, well, kind of. It flies at the kid. It hits the
Okay.
kid, but then it kind of cuts away. The window shatters as it gets the kid, and then the kid's pacifier flies out of the car, lands into the water, and then floats down the like sewer, and then "Welcome to Derry" pops up.
Oh, and
the kid has a pacifier the whole time, and that sucking sound is like really off-putting.
And then yeah. At some point, the car you see them going back into Derry, which is like,
yeah,
he was trying to leave, and now they're back. So yeah, it was definitely unsettling and gross, but got me. I was not really that like I was gonna watch the show, but I couldn't say that I was like really excited about it. Even by the first trailer. But this was great. This was like really, really fun and gross, and like it'll be fun because it's coming out around Halloween, and like yeah, that was wild. And then afterwards is when Andy and Barbara came out and talked a little
They
bit.
were like giddy with like, we heard you all laugh. We heard one of you laughing, which that was Craig. That was great.
There was a couple people. I mean,
it wasn't just.
I did. Yeah, it's a reaction when you have no idea what to do, and that's actually part of characters in the Deadlights. The laughing, like it's like uncontrollable. I love it. I love that. That's how we all reacted. Yeah, it's a madness. It's
like Joker 2.
Yeah, it's like Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Speaking of Warner Brothers, do you guys want to revisit Joker 2 at some point?
No.
Okay.
I follow you. Don't. That was really good. I hate that.
I love you complimenting your own.
Damn it! I know. I can't
As
not.
if you're the first person to make that joke.
I feel like I am. It felt good.
Jacob, anything else on Welcome to Derry?
No, I mean it looks fun to me. Like there's something about the aesthetics of I don't want to say anything like super negative about it. It does still give me that like made for TV quality. Like when we're watching the trailer and stuff, I'm like, this doesn't quite look like a movie, which is fine because it is made for TV. It's HBO.
Sure.
Some of the, I don't know. I just gonna have to see it. Like to me, I am more interested in the stuff that is from the book than the made up like bat creature.
Expanding
like it's fun and it's cool and it's gross and I like to see that. But I am more interested in seeing the stuff Stephen King wrote because I believe there is nothing as scary or as gross or as terrifying or as touching and sweet is the stuff Stephen King wrote in that book. And to not use that stuff is it's what are you doing? Like why even do it if you're not going to put some of that in there? And I do believe some of that will be here. We'll see. I'm interested. They did confirm that Dick Halloran is going to be in this series and that he would play a slightly larger role than he does. He is in it. But they said he'll have a slightly larger role than he did in the book. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see this. I'm very happy that like Stephen King is getting adaptations that are good. You know, like Long Walk is coming. I have not seen Life of Chuck yet, but I hear it's great. So yeah, that's my main thing.
The coolest part about, and if you've never read Stephen King, then boy do I have a podcast for you. It's called Craig. One thing I love about Stephen King is the interconnected universe and how all of these characters go from, I mean, there was a Shawshank reference in the It trailer. Like there's,
of course,
it's just
part.
It's a.
Sorry, I don't mean to come off that way. I love you.
I don't mean to come off that way towards you.
I don't mean to be condescending all the time.
I don't mean to be condescending about this.
Yeah, I folly don't appreciate it. It's cool. Now, since you guys love to give me shit, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out here for you guys. I've been to a lot of Stephen King panels with you guys. I've been to the book, although we didn't go to the book collector panel this time.
No, we didn't.
But I've been to a Stephen King hardcore book collector panel. I've sat in an audience with Abby and watched Stephen King do a Q&A at a library. I know about the podcast. I know about the fandom. And there's one thing that I will say. All of these hardcore Stephen King fans are fucking obsessed with the Dark Tower. When are you guys going to get there? Because
they're not all obsessed with the Dark Tower.
Not everyone.
Oh, yes, they are.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And just because you've read The Gunslinger.
Oh, light.
It was the apotheosis of all Stephen King books.
I did read The Gunslinger and half of the second one, and I got bored.
Well, I got bored in the first one, and that's why I didn't read the second one.
Okay.
We'll read them later. We have lots of time.
You have lots of time to do those.
Yeah,
novels.
busy.
The Stephen King fandom really, like a lot of the hardcore fans treat that as kind of his magnum opus, the centerpiece of everything. When can we all? Maybe we should do a Dark Tower book club, and I'll participate.
I do want to dive into them. I like being completely honest. I read The Gunslinger, and it was my. Like if I were ranking all the Stephen King books that I read, not ranking is like good to bad, but ranking like my interest in them or the fun that I had while reading them. Gunslinger is my second to last, favorite Stephen King book that I have read. And
what's
it made
the last
me,
one? Just out of curiosity.
Dolores Claiborne did not care for.
You don't like the detective stuff.
But I do like I've been told by so many people, everybody says it, like the series really picks up after the first book. But it's hard for me to be like, oh, I don't want to read a 9-book series when I didn't like the first book. Like what is there to make me keep going? But I have downloaded the audiobook for the second book. At some point I do want to, jump into it and give it a try because maybe everybody else loves it. So maybe, maybe they're right. I just have to take the dive, but I just haven't been interested. I've been more interested in reading some of the older books that I have not read yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just said something very interesting. You said, "What will keep me going if I didn't like the first book? What keeps me going? What keeps me interested?" And much like the Gunslinger and the Man in Black, what keeps that battle going? That chase
What are you
to the
trying to
Dark
do?
Tower.
What are you
What
doing
are you
here?
What are you doing
I'm
here?
pretending
You've
I
been
know about it.
metaphors.
Hold on, come on, listen.
I saw the
Once
movie.
you-
It was awful.
The Idris
Yeah,
Elba movie,
Yeah.
I didn't want to see
Yeah.
it because I do intend to
Matthew
read it.
McConaughey
Yeah.
as the Man in Black.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
I've been thinking about rereading The Stand. I've been like obsessed with it just
Fuck
because
yeah.
like the Losers Club has been doing deep dives on it, so it's like got me rethinking about it. I've rewatched a couple episodes of the 2020 show, and I was just like, man, The Stand
I
is
like
so
that show.
good.
I like that show.
Yeah.
actually. That was
Yeah,
good.
it's very very good.
Well, Comic Con was a blast. We did a lot of goodbyes on our last day. We got the hell out of there.
Mhm.
I will say this: I get a little sad at the end of cons, but we've had such a busy year, and we've done a lot of traveling, and it doesn't look like it's going to slow down. So I just really like Comic Con. I can't wait. It's my favorite. It's become like my favorite annual thing that we do.
Mhm.
I do have a North Star goal. Marvel didn't have a panel this year.
Mhm.
Um, I'm assuming they probably will next year. I mean, they're gonna have Doomsday coming out. Spider-Man's filming right
Yeah,
now.
they'll have to come up with a panel next year to let everybody know what all the new pivots are and what the new, all the
Who
movies
we're
that aren't coming out to let
who
us
we aren't
know.
talking about.
The Fantastic Four is getting completely recast, and they'll bring the new cast of Fantastic Four out, and it will be
It's
Robert Downey
awful.
Jessica Alba's back.
Jr.
I would like to go to a Marvel panel.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Pretty cool.
a goal at some point. And man, there's just a lot of cool stuff happening in all of our fandoms. And I will say this on a more serious note. Not that I wasn't serious about the everlasting struggle between good and evil when it comes to the Dark Tower. I like fandom, and I feel like we are so involved with Ghostbusters, and we are so busy with all the things that we're interested in. Sometimes it's fun. Like I have fun at Comic Con, just taking a step back and walking around and just taking it all in, and be like, you know what, the real world kind of sucks. Everything's chaotic. Everybody's annoying. And there's war and fucking famine
Mhm.
and just awful things happening all over in politics and technology and everything. But you're in this room, there's thousands of people here, and people just want to fucking see a Superman suit and, and take a picture of it, or see a
Mhm.
life size Hobbit toy, or buy a comic book, or buy a book, or buy an action figure. And it just it literally brings me some level of inner peace, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I think it's the stories from these properties that have carried us through tough times. And as right now is kind of a tough time, I'd say. You want to kind of like immerse yourself and revel in it even more. And so, yeah, it's much more fun just to be like at the con and like buying as many things related to your favorite movie or talking about your favorite movies with people. It's a healthy expression, and I think it's much needed. Yeah, when everyday life gets to be a lot.
I like that. I
Cool.
like it. Jacob, any final thoughts?
No, I don't have it. I mean, Abby just did final. That was I
That
don't.
was it.
I can't say
She did
anything else. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, this was a fun episode. I liked being able to recap our time at San Diego Comic Con. Don't forget to tune in every week for more from YHS. We're planning on some really fun stuff this fall. We're going to be doing some movie deep dives. We got some fun guests coming up. Obviously, October is always a fun time. I know we always cover a lot of horror movies. Abby had an idea recently to do a deep dive on all the Batman movies. Well, I was like, all right, don't have to sign me up twice.
Mhm.
Sign me up once. I'll do it.
Get some
We've got
guests. Yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights, and then a bunch of other stuff that we're working on. So it's just cool. It's just a fun time, and the second half of the year looks like it's going to be super fun. At least we've got some good shows and stuff coming out, and I don't know. Will the MCU be around a year from now to go to a Comic Con to see a Hall H panel? Maybe they're going to move that. They're going to take Marvel out of Hall H and put it with the side room.
The 9 o'clock panel.
9 p.m. in the cafeteria.
Thursday at 1.
Kevin Feige's going to be on one of those fold-out tables. Like, all right, guys, get your pretzel.
Everybody be quiet.
We're about to bring out the X-Men cast. Pick people from the crowd. Yeah, we can't really spend
We're
any
live
money on the movie.
casting.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing anymore. You want to be in it?
Hey, that guy kind of looks like Wolverine. Get him up
Cool.
here. Guys, just like me. Yeah.
Hey, bub.
But all right, well, join us next week for Yes Have Some podcast for Abigail Gardner and Jacob Walsh. My name is Craig Goldberg, and have a great rest of your week. Buy a toy, watch a movie for the love of God. Save movie theaters. It's up to you. Popcorn buckets.
Buy a ticket.
They're not going to come.
Buy a popcorn bucket. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
I'm just going to repeat everything. Bye, y'all.